And it is yet another magnificent sunny afternoon here at the National Cricket Ground at Kerava for what is the third and final T20I match between Finland and Norway this weekend. We still have more cricket action for you after this match. We have Finland against Denmark A starting at 5 o'clock finish time, 1600 Central European. And the news this morning on the beg your pardon, this afternoon, as we're now in the afternoon, is that Finland have won the toss and decided to bat. And we have a few changes in the lineups over the last 2 days. We have Arib Kadir coming to keep today in this match, number 6. Sorry, I think we had a few changes. Just the one. Oh no, sorry. Raz Mohammed has been dropped down to 12th man for today's game. Parveen Kumar at 11. And the opening partnership for Finland, Padal and Butt, as it has been for the previous 2 T20 internationals. 2 different games so far between these 2 teams. Finland again will be looking to set a good above par total this afternoon. Lovely conditions for cricket, just a little bit of a breeze, some wispy overhead cloud coverage, and sunshine, which is literally now just gloriously bathing the commentator's hut, such that we're on for another sauna this afternoon, I do feel. Anyway, not complaining. Rain again in Copenhagen. And it'll be Sahak Wahidullah to open the bowling. And that's a wide to start with. But number 22, the batter facing. Let's have a look at the field. We've got, for the power play, 2 fielders out, one on the mid-wicket boundary and the other long on. Otherwise a standard inner ring field, as Butt plays that one away through the offside. Doesn't quite get a hold of all of it, and looks like the fielder will have it up, but should be coming back for 3, which he isn't. But not the fastest between the wickets. Needs to get fitter and faster. Certainly a 3 on there. Padal was already coming back for the 3rd, but not even looking. Something else for the coaches to pick up on here, as we've had a lot of feedback over the last couple of games. Just little things for the Finnish players to be looking at. As Sahek continues, but just guides that one down to the fielder at backward point on the ring. There's no run. All about run accumulation, winning T20 matches. Choosing the right ball to hit. And there's a man out there, but sure enough, he's found him. So another failure for Butt. One fielder out, and the shot played down his throat. Well, not much can be said about that. At least not on air. That's the first wicket down for Finland in the first over. Huge disappointment, yet again, unfortunately. And it looks like it'll be Nick Salonen that'll be joining Padal. Padal not faced yet. Just 3 legal deliveries so far, and a wide 2 dot wicket. Not what the doctor ordered. Yeah, yet again, I think you have to say that the difference between playing league cricket and international cricket is these catches are all being taken. Certainly for balls like that. Why anybody wants to try hit on the deep mid-wicket boundary in the air when there's one man out there positioned for exactly that. Just not smart cricket. Salonen leaves that one. His first ball from Sahak. Comes in again. Salonen then just stabs that one around the corner. Any bet on that? Pad maybe, I think. Or thigh guard even. Yep, leg buys is the signal. As Padal takes guard for his first ball of the day. And the bowler loses run up. Dead ball is the call. Padal guides that one down. There was always a single there, even if the fielder didn't manage to get it. It should come back for a second, but Salonen slips. Just manages to make his ground, fortunately for him. Thought they were going to go on the misfield there. The ball just played backward of the point fielder. Didn't manage to grab it cleanly. And that's the end of the first eventful over, which sees Finland progress to 5 for the loss of 1 wicket. It'll be Sahak. Sahak to take his first over of the morning, number 7 from the residential end. So a change round from the previous game where these two both opened, but the other way around, if my memory serves me. And it is Padal to face, who took a single off the last ball of the first over. Just plays that one down. And Salonen with a good call through there. Good running. Padal listened to the call. Didn't quite go straight away, but Salonen was already halfway down by that point. There was a good call from Salonen. Quick single. Salonen will face. Just hit the pad going down, and no run as the ball just careers off the pad straight back down the wicket towards the bowler. Salonen guides that one down, but unfortunately for him, straight at the fielder at what's that, backward point. No run. Right idea though. We saw the Danes do that this morning quite a lot. Norwegians have quite a tight field in that area. Backward, that's a deep gully, backward point, and a regular point just inside the circle for the quick one. And he's done by a little bit of extra bounce there, Salonen, but manages just to avoid edging it to any of the fielders. Glance down to the deep third man position, just comes through for a single. Got away with one there. Always need a bit of luck though in this game, just like any other. Make your own luck as well. That's a firm believer of that. As Padal faces again, that was, yep, way down the leg side. Just wondered whether it tickled the pad on the way through, but no. Umpire gives the call. Another one to the score. And again, a good sharp call from the non-striker Salonen. That's what we want to see, those little extra runs that we missed out on yesterday. So one of the points that was picked up last night with the team. Good to see early doors. Salonen then sharp on the call, sharp on that little run. As Padal just played it down off the pad. So important that the non-striker gives that call early. It's his call, behind the batter facing. Salonen just guides that one straight into the hands of short extra. A short point really. And that brings up the end of the second over, so 9 for 1. Finland after the first 2 overs of the power play. Sahak and Sahak it is that's taken the first 2 overs for Norway here, as has been the case throughout this weekend. And it will be Padal that will face the first ball of the third over. From Wahidullah Sahak it is that continue, and that's played lovely on his legs, and just to the right of us here in the commentary box, bounces away for a 4. There's no fielder down here. That's the first boundary for Padal this morning. Hopefully give him a bit of confidence this morning. Nice guide off the hips. Nobody down here, fine leg. You've got same field as for the previous over from Sahak, which is long gone. Deep mid. There's number 87, the Norwegian fielder, taking his time to come back to the ring, Anil Parmar. Everybody waiting for him to move a little bit quicker into the position, which he now does. We continue. And Sahak continue with that nagging length that he's bowled pretty much all the weekend. Nothing express about him, but he puts it in those areas where invariably the batters have to think about what they're going to do with it. He doesn't offer much loose stuff. Perhaps the first ball of that over, one of his few looser balls, and Padal just tries to play that around the corner. Doesn't get all of it. Fortunately, avoids the fielder at backward square, manages to keep it through the regular square position and that deep mid-wicket fielder out. So there was never a question that it was going to go that far. Brings Salonen on to strike. Nicholas Salonen, for any of our Finnish viewers this morning, the gentleman all over the Turun Sanomat and Ilkka Pohjalainen newspapers yesterday. Young Finnish gentleman that's learnt his trade in South Africa from Cape Town originally. Been involved with the Finnish Bears the last year or so. Moved over to Finland to live this summer. We will continue to face. And just nudges that one for a quick single again into the little area behind of square. Pedal coming through quickly to complete the run. So 4 and a couple of singles here for in the third over for Finland. And it is Pedal that will face the final ball of the third. Fuller ball, just guided around the corner. He probably wanted to get that a bit finer to beat that fielder at a wide fine leg, but he doesn't, just gets the single. Which means 16 will be the cumulative score for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of the third. Pedal moving on to 8 from 7, Salonen 2 from 8. Most importantly here, the wicket column remains unchanged. Wait for the bad ball to put away. If it doesn't arrive, make sure you get accumulating the ones and the twos. This was the message from the coaching team yesterday evening, as it'll be M. Sahak that will continue from the residence end for his second and the fourth of the innings. Fourth from 6 of the power play. An expansive attempt at a drive there from Pedal, just takes the pad. Salonen again calling him through. Pedal there just caught with his weight on the back foot there for a second. But the ball wasn't gathered cleanly by the fielders and manages to make it easily to the non-striker's end. Salonen calling him through well for the single, as he's done so far this morning. Salonen guides that one down just to the backward point fielder in the ring, just inside the ring. That's Rahimi, number 30 there, who returns the ball to the keeper quickly. There's no run. Slow ball. Salonen. Say it's a bump ball, I think. There, it manages to squeeze it past the diving point fielder and come through for a single. I think we got hold of it a little bit better there. It was going to go all the way, but there's nobody out on the sweep. But I just managed to get a hand on it, the fielder there. Pedal murders that one. One bounce into the fence. 4 runs. Lovely shot. Controlled. Over the inner circle. There's a mid-wicket out there, but there was nowhere near him. Literally over the regular mid-on fielder, just to a wide mid-on area, wide long-on area into the fence. I was going to say then, either he's going to guide that one down to the fine leg boundary, or it'll be a wide if it doesn't get anything on it, and he didn't, so it is wide, way down the leg side there. The bowler perhaps thinking about the previous delivery where he's adjusting his lines and adjusted a little bit too far. Padal plays that one out into the mid-wicket area. Just one bounce to the fielder. I think he was trying to glance that one finer. But anyway, knew that he was just chipping it over the inner field. Come through for an easy single. Never going to be a second on there as the ball zipped off the outfield into the fielder's hands. Took it cleanly. So brings Salonen back onto strike at the weather tower end. And again, guides that one down, just not managing to find that gap in the field, which the Norwegian field has set quite tight here this morning, just for that shot. And that's the end of the over. 24 for 1, the cumulative score. That's 8 off that one. Improves Finland's run rate to 6 and over from the first 4. And what have we got now? It's Mushtaq, change of bowling from the weather tower end. It's number 56, continue of the same. Right arm medium. To Padal. High back lift, and that one is going to squirt away to the fine leg boundary. I was just about to say, did he get pad or bat on that? And from the signal, that's wood. 4 runs added to the score. So Mushtaq starting his spell with a boundary. Padal moves along to 17 from 11. And he gets hold of that one as well. Lovely guide down the leg side past the what do you call it? He's not really fine leg. It's sort of backward square leg fielder there on the ring. Padal getting more than enough on it to clear him easily. And that's again another couple of bounces into the area in front of the scoreboard. So you're going to see a change of field here, which is interesting because that's literally just putting a fielder where the bowler shouldn't be bowling it if he's going to put a fine leg out and bring his long on up. And not really want to be bowling on the hips of Padal here. Fielder are there or not. And, oh yeah, better ball. Just trying to guide that one through third man. Doesn't manage to do so. Plays it into the ground. Fortunate not to see playing on to his stumps there. Not quite sure how close that was. Sun shining right into the box. Sometimes it's quite difficult to pick up here from the screen. It's Mushtaq and continue. 4th ball of the 5th over. Padal facing. High up swing, back swing. Short and, yeah, short and width. Nobody out there either. That's another 4 over backward point. They've got a fine leg and a deep mid-wicket out, and the skipper won't be pleased with that as he gives him width outside the off stump. Nobody out there protecting that boundary. All he has to do is get bat on that, and enough bat on it to clear the inner circle fielders, which he didn't have any problem in doing. Looses the arms, puts that away, so that's 3 4s and a dot so far of this over. Not letting Mushtaq settle here in his first over. It's good from the Finnish batters. Keep him busy. short one again. Padal decides not to go for that one. I'm not quite sure whether he was in two minds, but he's fine. Just takes one on the body. If in doubt, just keep it out, as they say, rather than give your wicket away in uncertainty. A bit of experience there as Mushtaq to continue. And that's how thick outside edge will it go. It's just uphill here, and it does go. Yep, it's been sharp this morning, the outfield. Quicker perhaps than the first 2 days that we've seen. I guess probably expected given the amount of sunshine that we've had, and the mower's been around on a couple of occasions this weekend. Ground's been keeping himself busy. So that's 40 for 1 at the end of the 5th. A good over for the Finns there. 16 off it. Mushtaq suffering a little there. Wonder whether his skipper will keep him on, or will he try a bowling change after this over. 29 from 16 for Padal, and Salonen is almost silent partner, 3 from 11.
Bowler number 16.
Ali Salim, I'm reliably informed, will be the bowler coming in next from the residential end. Reliably informed, as well as he just turns around conveniently for me to see the number on the back of his shirt. Good timing, young man. Ali Sufyan Salim is the name on the players list. Not sure I've seen too much of this gentleman thus far, so let's see what we're going to get. It'll be Salonen that's to face for the 6th and final over of the power play. Field changes here. The mid-wicket is just being moved round. Who's on the boundary? And the cover sweeper. Salonen gets, he does get enough of that over the mid-on fielder, who does a good job to pull it back. Salonen quick between the wickets, however. That's it, it's a 3. I've not seen too many 3s this weekend. It's good running. Finnish boys keeping busy, which was the message last night. Listening to Freddie Clocker in the commentary box yesterday afternoon, talking specifically about the importance of taking those ones, pushing the ones into 2s, and obviously as a continuation of that, 2s to 3s. As Padal just draws away. Last minute there, some distraction, perhaps. Long gone and cow corner, the 2 fielders out for this last over of the power play as Padal faces, and just guides that one down. Salonen again calling him through, and yeah, well, a direct hit there and he was gone. Perhaps Salonen getting carried away there with the sharp calling. Still needs to look at where the ball is going. That was literally straight at the fielder. Fortunately for the Finns, the throw missed at the non-strikers. Would have left him well and truly stranded. Sharp calls, absolutely the requirement, but again, there's going to be the right call. And there isn't one there. That hits just straight to the short extra cover fielder. Norwegian skipper bringing himself in close to do exactly that. Cut off the single. He's about halfway, I'd say, between the batter and the inner circle discs. Making sure that there isn't one there for that dab down into the covers. Salonen to continue. And so we'll pull on that. And where's that gone? It's gone straight down the throat of the fielder. My view was blocked by one of the fielders here. I wasn't sure whether they had changed the field. They had. They'd moved the field around for Salonen, taken the long on out. And unfortunately for him, Salonen top edged the ball round the corner to the new fielding position. So Salonen goes for 6. with the score on 44. So disappointing there for Salonen. That's just at the wrong time in the last few balls of the power play. So it brings a new batter to the wicket. Atif Rashid, number 21. Coming in at 4 for Finland this morning. To face the, what will be the final ball of the power play. Leaves that. That's the over. 44 for 2. The score, just the 4 off that last one, plus the wicket. So, well, I don't know. On is even, I reckon there. Just over 7 and over for the Finns. Ideally, would have liked to have kept the wickets column at 1, but Norway removing Salonen there on the 5th ball of the final over of the power play. So let's see, are we going to go back to left arm tweakers? I think we are. Yep, as the Norwegians have done so far. It's Parma that's going to come in. Come on, I beg your pardon, from the weather tower end. And he'll be bowling to Padal, who has moved on to 30 from 17. Left arm spin twins of Norway. We'll see from here. Quite possibly an 8-over stint on the cards here, as they have done through most of the matches in this series. Unless the Finnish batters get after them, that's likely to be the case, as we play the first over after the power play. Loopy delivery there. Atif Rashid a little bit slow off the mark at the non-striker's end. Comes through for the single, however. Always a single there, a bit slow. Backing up, we've got, just look at the field, we've got a deep mid-wicket. We've got a cow corner just in front of the Norwegian team tent. We've got a long on, got a long off, and we have a sweeper on cover boundary for Rashid, who hits that one well along the ground out to the long on fielder. Comes for a single. Needs to turn and look for the second. Didn't do so. Not to say that there was necessarily a second run on there, but still needs to be looking for the opportunity if the throw comes in wildly, as Parma continues to pedal. Tries to guide that one around the corner, just gets a bit of a top edge. And the Norwegian fielder 16, which is Ali Sufyan Salim, comes round to gather that one. Always a single there, however. Far enough to his right hand not to be travelling the batters. Take one as Rashid tries to guide it around the corner again. Doesn't manage to do so. So 2 dots and 3 singles so far off this over, from first one from Parma this morning, his left armers. And he just plays that one back. Rashid plays that one back to the bowler, so that's just the 3 come from it. 47 for 2 at the end of the 7th. And I suspect if we go to habit, then the skipper will bring himself on next. .47, Raza Iqbal, another left armer. Yep, giving his cap to umpire Tarindu, standing in his first T20 international, unless my statistics are incorrect, and he's already done one of the previous 2 T20Is this weekend. As Norwegian fielder number 30, Abrimi, positions himself just in front of the commentary box. There we go, he's moved suitably. As Pedal it was that played that one through for a single, just a short mid. So for Rashid, we've got the aforementioned number 30 out here at long off, just in front of the commentary box. We've got a sweeper out on the cover boundary. We have a deep mid wicket, we've got a deep cow corner, and we've got a long on, all patrolling the boundary rope. Rashid then with the space just mentioned on the leg side, with all of those three fielders out, just plays that through the vacant wide mid-on area for a single. Risk-free single in this case, as Iqbal continues to pedal. Guides that one down nicely. Rashid not interested in the single there. Pedal raises his head in anticipation of the call, which is for no run. And down leg side there. Pedal tries to sweep it around the corner, doesn't make contact. This time he does. They're going to look for the two. No. Rashid again just jogging to the striker's end for the single, which it shall remain as. Brings the end of the 8th over, just 3 singles off that one. Takes the score along to 50 for 2. Which means a single off the last. Pedal will keep the strike to Parmar for his 2nd over of the day. And again tries to guide that one around the corner. Rashid calls him through for the leg by. So Rashid it is to face. And has he got enough of that? No, he hasn't. Yet again, picks out the fielder. Cow corner just in front of the covers. And will depart. Again, disappointing for the Finnish batter. Too early in the innings again for him. There's no reason why this open gaps that are here in this big cricket field at Kerava will not be used to accumulate runs, rather than aim again to take on the fielder. Boundary riders there for that purpose, and the same fault that we've seen, unfortunately, in the 2 previous T20Is. That's 2 of the 3 wickets gone down now this morning for Finland in the same way. Learning process. International cricket, international size boundaries here at Kerava, where the ICC Men's T20 World Cup sub-regional qualifiers were hosted in 2022. So not a tiny ground, full international standard here. No reason why you should be taking on those boundary riders early on in the innings, unless you're chasing 200. Just sensible cricket's all that's needed. And that brings Arib Kadir, number 6, to the crease. And he plays that nicely past the bowler for an easy single to long on. Better shot, percentage shot from Kadir then to get himself off the mark. First ball. Good effort. Padal back onto face. And he guides the ball in the same areas as his partner previously, just slightly wider this time of the bowler. Again, another easy single. Long on comes round to sweep and returns the ball to the keeper. As we have yet another jet go above us this afternoon. Timing a little bit better than the previous one. As in between deliveries, an agreement we have with the aviation authorities. He says sarcastically. Kadir then plays that one out, and just after I've congratulated on my selection of shots from the previous delivery, he does exactly the same thing as the previous Finnish batter and plays it right down the throat of the fielder. Cow corner. Departs for one. In the 9th over, with the wheels coming off this effort here first up, as Kadir departs for a single. There's 2 wickets in the over for Palmer, and gifted the wickets, you have to say. Nothing special in here from these left-arm spinners, just putting the ball on a length, and the Finnish batters gifting them wickets. It's number 8, Vice-Captain Tambe. In at 6. This one just guided round the corner. I think there was bat on that. Or was it off the thigh guard? No, off the bat. Single. Get Tambe off the mark, just turn around the corner. The keeper goes together. That's the end of the over. 54 for 4. At the end of the 9th, Padal 35 from 26. Tambe just joins proceedings. A single off one. And it'll be... the skipper's decided not to bowl himself through. It'll be Kuruge who's going to bowl his right arm office for the 10th over. There we go. Commentator's curse, whichever way you look at it. Just as I say he's going to bowl himself through, then he doesn't. There we go. So the 3rd spinner in the Norwegian attack, 69, Kuruge, all-rounder, who's scored quite a few runs this weekend. Just zips that one off the artificial into the keeper's gloves. Tambe missing that with a attempted guide through the covers. This time just gets enough on it to clear the fielder there, who's a skipper at short extra. He wasn't on the ring, he was, as we said earlier, in the same position there, just in the hole, trying to cut off the quick single. And this time Tambe manages to clear him for a 2. Guides this one down now past the keeper, and the wide 3rd man on the ring just collects that and returns. So just a single. Tambe get down the other end. 4 from 4 for him. It's his set partner to face at the other end. And Padal just guides that one again off the hip into that vacant area for another single. That's better. Accumulate 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, 10 or 12 and over, without losing wickets. It's so important now at this phase of the game, having lost a couple of quick ones. And Tambe just guides that one, doesn't quite get it around the corner, just guides it straight at the fielder at short mid, so there's no run. Just a bit more risky on that one. He would have been able to flick it around the corner and take the single, but he doesn't manage it. Tamba then hits this one straight back past the bowler. Again for a single straight. This long on sweeper comes round and returns the ball to the bowler. And that's the end of the 10th over, which means the score will be on 59 for 4, halfway stage.
Bowler ready 7.
It'll be Palmer to continue from the weather tower end. 59 for 4. Just looking at my notes from the previous match, the Norwegians are 55 for 3 and managed to chase down the score of 155, 156 for 7 they were to finish the game against Denmark A. So that's something the Finns need to be looking at here. Ideally, start accumulating, get a partnership together. Look to press the gas in those critical overs from 12-13 onwards. Parmar to continue his 3rd over of the day. Tamba just blocks that one back. No run. Just a little guide around the corner perhaps with this vacant area here. Now doesn't quite manage it, just hits it straight back at number 16 there at short mid wicket. Trying to find that balance here between getting bogged down and keeping the score ticking over without taking undue risk. That's better. Plays that one past the point fielder. Think about a second. No, straight at the fielder. Good throw in return to the keeper. Just the one. Let's Tamba down the non-striker's end and Padal to face again. Padal happy just to pat that one back to the bowler. Conscious effort here to get themselves set again, set for a partnership here. As we were saying yesterday, often a couple of overs, new batter to get in, slows down the scoring rate. That's the same thing here. Padal plays that one just to the left hand of the cover fielder, doesn't manage to gather it, so it goes through him for a single, which means we move on to 61, just the 2 off it at the end of the 11th. So that was Parmar's 3rd, so 2 for 8. He's only got 1 left. Finns struggling to get him away, so keep him out in his 4th. See what they can do with the next change bowler, as there's a bit of finger treatment going on there to the fielder that maybe did get a finger. Well, not maybe, it looks like he did get a finger to that shot from Padal off the last ball of the over. And as ever, when you get just a finger on anything rather than a full hand, it's often cause a bit of damage. Padal uses that time to fluids on board. And we'll see continuation number 69 here from the residential end. Kuruge for his 2nd. And Padal, having taken a single off the last, will face the first ball of the 12th. Some right arm off spinner Darshana Kuruge. Given some air there, and Padal manages to get enough on that to beat the bowler in the dive. Long on comes round. Number 7. Share Safak, I think it is. And just the single brings Tambe back onto strike. Let's see if he can start rotating the strike here with his partner Padal. Pulls that around the corner. There's a man out there at mid-wicket. I'll think about the second, but no, good arm. Tambe just happy to stay with one. Padal it is that'll face again. Kuruge just guides that one, but right at the fielder rather than either side of him. There was always going to be a single there if he manages to place it just a couple of metres either way, but he hits it straight at 47. Skipper Iqbal there at short extra. Padal now goes for the bigger one. Has he got enough of that? Great effort by the fielder out there, number 18, Javed Khan. Trying to take a diving catch, doesn't quite manage it. But he's hurt his finger there as well at the same time. Just in between the area long on and mid on. Excellent effort. Instead, 2 runs. Ooh, just a little in between length there. Padal decides to leave it. Probably the right choice at the end of the day. It's sure to go forward or back. Just that probing length from Kuruge there. And he goes for a similar shot to the previous one. Not quite as aerial this time, just one bounce into the cow corner's hands on the boundary rope. It's just a single, so 3 singles and a double off that one. 66 for 4, 5 off it. As Kuruge finishes second, I suspect Palmer is going to bowl out, as he has invariably done in this series. So there you see the over by over. Other than the 5th, the Finns pretty evenly split between 3, 4 and 5 and over up to now. And this partnership needs to start pushing it along next few overs. Let's have a look at Palmer. I think this is his last one. Tries to guide that one rather, but it's wide. From Palmer, it is his last over. Yep, 2 for 8 from the first 3. So now in the 13th, it's that little nagging left arm spin. Try and just see him off. Oh, bit of luck there. It's inside edge, just bounces over the stumps. Take a bit of luck. No complaints there, no doubt, from the Finnish batters. It brings Tambe back onto strike, who's 7 from 11 currently. So that's a wide and a single from the start of this Palmer over, his 4th and last for the day. Floating ball, and Tambe then, don't tell me, yes he does. Hits it straight down the throat of exactly the same fielder that's taken the other 2. So all of that hard work undone by yet another swipe into the cow corner. Nowhere near enough on it. Easy catch again. Unfortunately, that's the 5th wicket down for Finland, which will see the skipper Amjad Sher join his club partner Padal, a set batter at the moment, and unfortunately Finland not doing what we'd hoped, which was just see out then Palmer's last over. That's the 3rd wicket for Palmer this morning. So again, another reset for the Finns. 5 down for 68. Critical part of the game now to be able to reset within a relatively short period of time. Still, I think, need to see out Palmer if they can. Scher gets himself in. Padal's already set. So what's going to be the discussion with these two? Is Scher going to have a look at a few and then go after it, or is it going to be Padal that will go on? I would have thought that Padal would play the anchor role from this moment on, with 5 down. Be there at the end, ideally. Scher get himself in. And Scher hits a long ball, but he needs to get the sighters then first, which he does. Very well done as well. Just plays that one down backward of the deep mid-wicket fielder. No question about there being 2 runs there. Nice wristy shot. Just flick that into the vacant area. Backward of square on the leg side. Those sort of percentage shots is what they need to be playing. No need to be testing out the boundary fielders' catching abilities out there on the deep mid-wicket and cow corner boundaries. Suicide cricket, not the order of the day. Loads of space in this field just to do that. As Amjad Scher making that cow corner fielder come in from the boundary rope just for the single. Brings Padal back on the strike. Two balls remaining in the Palmer 4th and final over. Left arm, easy peasy. Padal just plays that one out along the ground, extra cover. Sensible cricket, that's what we're looking for from the boys here. Setting a base. Learning from previous matches, taking those learnings into future games. That's what it's all about here. As I was just about to say, by the looks of Scher, it was a wide one, it certainly was. Umpire giving the signal there. A couple of wides from Palmer this over. Scher that'll face that one, and again straying down the leg side this time. Palmer again for his 3rd wide of the over. Palmer then attempts for the 3rd time to finish his spell this afternoon, and again rinse and repeat. Scher just plays that one out to mid-wicket, fielder coming in from the boundary rope to cut off the 2nd run. That's just a single. I'll leave Palmer's figures at 3 for 17 off his 4, 75 for 5 the score at the end of the 13th. So again, loss of wickets, managing to derail the hard work that had started to be put together there from the 9th over on to the 13th. So these two hopefully able to push on from here to set something defendable for the Finnish bowlers in the 2nd innings against Norway. And it'll be 69 Kuruge to continue. Little right arm off his. Saw the Danish batters use their feet to him earlier today, and Scher then again undoes the good work of his previous over and hits that one. Well, if you were a betting man, where would you say? Cow corner? Yep, well, you'd have had another win. I don't know where this mode of catching practice seems to be embedded in the Finnish batters' minds. Why on earth that was the shot, I fail to understand. As Finland loses its 6th wicket, 4 of which have gone down the throat of that very same position. For that very shot. Not very smart cricket, I'm afraid, as we have to say. Certainly not international standard cricket. And it's Arjunan, or Cassie, as he likes to be referred as, his nickname, who comes in at number 8. Again, on paper, Finland bat all the way down, but throwing away the wickets here again, as Arjunan comes in and edges that one past the keeper, come through for the single. Brings Padal back on a strike. Shimmy backwards and nudges that one off the hip. Come back for the second, I would have said. Some confusion, but there was always going to be a 2 there. Arjun and then ball watching instead of coming back quickly for the second. Always enough bat on that one, and the fielder set out there and the leg side boundary far enough away from him to mean that second run was always on. Past the fielder, I was going to say at the fielder, doesn't manage to get a hand down and stop that one, so they'll take the single. Bit of wispy cloud cover over there in the distance as another Finnair jet goes ahead overhead. Arjunan just waiting for that, continues to face and doesn't succeed to get enough on that to get it past the fielder on the inner ring. So there's no run. And a little edge on that. Into the keeper's gloves, and he's going to have to go. So the 7th Finnish wicket falls in the 15th. Beg your pardon, at the end of the 14th. 79 for 7, so only 4 runs off it, 2 wickets down. Can any of the remaining batters manage to stay with Padal here? Nelancherry it is, Fahim that joins him. Himself struggling with the bat so far in this series. Let's see if he can put a gritty little knock together to see it through with his partner Padal from here on in. Another 6 overs. Opportunity to score enough runs to put a defendable total still on the score, but not if they keep losing wickets at this rate. It'll be Mushtaq to continue, who was the bowler that was dispatched for the, well, basically the only over here so far this innings that was put away by Finland. 16 off it, his first one in the 5th over of the power play. And it'll be Padal who will face, currently on 46 from 38. Again now set with a small conundrum of what to play, and sadly he's just played that full toss straight into the hands of deep mid-wicket, so the carnage continues here at Kerava. After doing all the hard work, undoes it. Picking out yet another boundary rider. So that's the 8th wicket down in the 15th over for Finland on 79. Which we'll see Hariharan Dandapani, number 4, come to the wicket to join Nellen Cherry. So again, we've got 2 batters here at the crease. Neither have faced. Restart yet again for Finland. Shot-making decisions here. Again, the problem Finland's facing. Under pressure. Pressure which they're creating for themselves, you have to say. Norwegian bowlers is putting the balls in good areas. Generally speaking. Nothing out of this world, however. I have to say that. And that's a wide. For Dandapani first up. Correction to the other side of the wicket. Wasn't sure though whether that was going to be called a wide on the offside, but no, inside the wide line as the umpire's call. So dot ball for Dandapani. Again, has to be thinking now of resetting. Has to get himself in if he can. Again, just guide that one round the corner ideally for a single rather than just plodding it back to the bowler. Dandapani reaching for that one, trying to guide it down to third man, but there is a third man fielder, so there was only going to get a single for it if he did. Bit of a risky dab, which also risked putting it into the gloves of the keeper. Does neither. So it's another dot. Mushtaq it is that'll continue. Doesn't quite manage to guide it round the corner, but into short mid-wicket area, sufficiently so that number 17, Norwegian fielder Wahidullah Sahak, can't cut off the single, so it brings on Nellen Cherry it is to face his first ball. Let's see if we can see some application from the Finnish batters this morning, or this afternoon, I beg your pardon. Have a little bit of a look. Full toss. And Dandapani perhaps could have set off a little bit quicker, but the fielder fluffed his lines, so to speak. They come through for an easy single at the end of the day. Sees the end of the 15th with the score on 82 for the loss of 8 wickets. So again, the loss of wickets ceasing all the momentum that Finland needed to try and gather out of the first half of the innings. Still 5 overs remain. 30 balls, run a ball from here. Another 30 on the score. I think we'll take that for now, if they could. Current run rate just shy of 5.5 and over. it's Kuruge who's going to take his fourth and final over of the day. Final over of the series for him, as the Norwegians will finish up after this match. Only the Finland-Denmark A game to close out this tournament this weekend. It's Cherry that slaps that one through the covers. Sweeper Cummings round just to keep them to a single. Brings Dandapani onto strike, yet to open his account. Some uncertainty here in the Finnish batters. Not much footwork going on. Have to have confidence in their ability to come forward and back, which seems to be a struggle at the moment. Dandapani again not moving the feet in any direction. Takes a swipe at that one. Quite sure. Let's see the. In any case, brings, there was wood on that. Dandapani off the mark and brings Cherry onto strike, who again tries the right thing. Can't, however, get the ball either side of the fielder rather than directly at him. So no run. And he plays that one again, this time past the cover fielder, out to the sweeper. Ricochet off the keeper's pads and they'll come through for an overthrow, so 2 off that one. Moving Cherry on to 4. So at the end of the 16th, 86 for 8, just 4 off that one. Still, we'll take that rather than being 70 all out at this moment in time. If these two can try and bat out the last 4 overs, push the score along. Time in the middle. Build a bit of confidence, hopefully. Dandapani it is that's struggling to find the gaps here. Just keeps hitting the fielder. Such an important part of T20 cricket as well, the ability to guide the ball into vacant areas. Finns have been struggling to do that. Struggling again here this afternoon. It's Mushtaq it is that's continuing for his 3rd over. After being pummeled in the first one. It's better from Dandapani, guides that one down to the 3rd man fielder for the single. Wonders about the second, but no, there's no second run there. Brings his partner Cherry back on the strike. We've got backward point fielder out. We've got an extra cover out. We've got a long on. We've got a deep mid wicket. And an appeal there from the bowler, but no interest from the keeper. Nothing on it. The umpire agrees. Long on, long off, and we have a 3rd man out on the boundary rope as well. That was the Norwegian field positions. For Cherry's faces, next ball from Mushtaq. Full toss which he doesn't quite connect with. Manages to hit it pretty much straight at the fielder here at fine leg. Sufficient to his right, however, that they can come through for a single. Short ball. Dandapani manages to get enough on that one, and four just in front of the microphone hits the floor of the commentary box where we're sat. That's good from Harry. On the hips, just guided away. Just had to play it that little bit finer, which he did. No risk. As Norwegian number 16 Salim just puts himself a little bit finer after that previous delivery. Harry Haran going there for an expansive drive, doesn't make contact. Through to the keeper, so it's 92 for 8, the end of the 17th. 3 overs to go. Mushtaq's had 3. Palmar's bowled out, Kuruge's bowled out. Skipper's got a few overs left up his sleeve, as well as the opening bowler Sahak, who's only had 2 so far. So will we see? Yeah, the skipper will see come on here now from the residential end. 47, Raza Iqbal. Gentle left arm spinner. And it'll be Nelan Chiri to face the 18th. Again, if they can just guide this ball around and look to score off the last 2, that's good from Fahim. Through the cover area, good throw from the sweeper fielder out there, number 30, Rahimi. Keeps them to 1. Nelan Chiri connected sufficiently well with it that it was in the fielder's hands relatively quickly. Slower ball. Dandapani reading it and following it, just not managing to get any bat on it. Almost in slow motion there. As Iqbal then floated one up to him. Again, a slower one. Manages to hit it this time. That's good. That's to the far right-hand side of the fielder. They'll come back for 2. That's better cricket again there. That's well played. Beat the short extra cover fielder, and the sweeper was squarer. Plenty of room for him to come round and gather before. And Dandapani then swipes that one. 1-2 bounces to the cow corner fielder on the rope, just for the single. Brings Nelan Chiri back on strike. And he's gone for another big one. Has he got enough of it? Or don't tell me we're gonna... Yes, finally. Somebody has got enough on it. There we go. Muscles in motion. Good pick up from Nelan Chiri. Clears the fence there by a fair whack. And thanks to the Kerava City gardening staff, taken down the long grass just a couple of days before this tournament, just in that cow corner area. Not a problem to find the ball as a result. Good news, saves the budget. No more lost balls this weekend, thank you very much. Brings up the 100 as well for Finland. Let's see what Nelan Chiri is going to have a look at this one. He hits that one straight back past the bowler. Come back for 2. Should be, yep, and they do. Always 2 on there. There was lots of room for the either of the long on, long off fielders to come round to get it. Either way, there was always going to be 2 there, and 2 certainly was. So 104 for 8, better over there for Finland. 12 from it. They do the same thing over the last two. Look at something approaching 120, 130. Take that from the position of when we were 8 down. There's critical accumulation needed here. That's 56. Mushtaq coming on for his final over. Wonder whether the skipper will bowl himself for the last one or Sahak. That's guided through mid-wicket. Hit well enough that the deep mid-wicket sweeper, number 30 out there with a good arm, Rahimi. Easy for him just to collect, keep the batters to a single. Which brings number 12, Nelan Cherry, on strike. I think he's faced Mushtaq then thus far. That's a bouncer there, one for the over. Just ducked underneath it. No question that it was too high. Nelan Cherry decides to take evasive action rather than go for the hook shot. As yet another jet goes overhead. Busy afternoon at Helsinki-Vantaa Airport, it seems. Usual story. Full toss, wide full toss. Nelan Cherry managed to get the bat on. The Norwegian fielder there, number 18, Javed Khan, with a rolling stop. Keeps the batters to a single. Single, dot, single. See if they can keep this turnover. Don't have any dots in the last 9 balls, ideally. Yeah, that's good. Nelan Cherry backing up well there, so even with a direct hit, he's well in. Dandabandi pretty much hitting that one at the fielder on the ring. Backward point. Nelan Cherry backing up sufficiently quickly to make his ground. Don't know whether to say with ease, but make his ground well at least. Mushtaq with 5th ball of the 19th to Nelan Cherry. Short one again. Just guides that one down. Same result as the previous ball. Dandapani coming through for the single. Mushtaq clearly decided that short is the name of the day. Finnish batters not managing to dispatch the short stuff, but just about getting singles. So it'll be the last one of the 19th to Dandapani. And having given the guys short stuff, he bowls a slightly quicker one, fuller length. Dandapani doesn't manage to get any bat on that one, so that's 108 for 8 off the 19th. So what's the skipper going to do here? Looks like he's, yeah, going for some seam rather than himself. Just the over by over graphics there, just showing what we've seen here, other than the 5th over and the 18th. Finnish batters not able to push up that scoring rate in any of the other overs. Let's see what they do with the last one. That's number 7, Sahak. Oh my word, an interesting delivery that was. And, well, not quite sure what to say there. It's probably pitched in his half, and Nelan Cherry somehow manages to jump and swipe and hit that one into the hands of the waiting fielder out there, the only fielder out there just in front of the tents. on the cover boundary. So otherwise a good effort from Nellen Cherry there to keep in the game, but he goes for 16, which brings Finland's last batsman, Parveen Kumar, to the crease. There's still 5 balls to go off Sher Sahak. I'm quite sure he'll get too many wickets with such a bad ball as that again. Let's see what Parveen Kumar can do. Well, regulation length from him, as that hesitation there between the batters. Fortunately for them, the fielder at point doesn't manage to take that cleanly, and at the end of the day there is an easy single. Bit of hesitation there in the middle of the wicket. Skipper adjusting his field here, just puts the third man out. He's got a cow corner, long on, long off, and that man out there on the cover boundary. Short one again to Dandapani. Has he got enough on this one? He has. Just the one bounce. I thought that was going to go for 6 there. Just the one bounce past the boundary fence. For a welcome boundary. Just rolls the wrist on that one. Much better shot than many of his colleagues who haven't rolled the wrists, who for some reason continue to give catching practice to the cow corner fielders. Dandapani then playing that between cow corner and long on. Much better shot selection there. Sahak putting that one in short, thinking he was going to get another easy wicket. And fortunately for Finland, Dandapani was of a different opinion. So Sahak to continue. Full of ball. Dandapani wants to loosen the arms. Take one on the fielder's fumble. They do. Good running. Kumar comes back quickly. Yep. It's more like it. Quicker between the wickets. Another 2. So 2 balls to go in this innings for Finland. What's Dandapani going to do? He gets a full toss. And he hits that one down the throat of the Norwegian fielder coming in from the long on boundary. And that's the end of the innings. Unfortunately for Finland, don't manage to bat out the overs yet again. 1-1-5. All out off 19.5 overs. So another disappointing effort from the Finnish pairs. Not what they were after, but at least managed to get into 3 figures with the last few wickets. So do join us again in 10-15 minutes from now for the second and final innings of the 3-match T20I series between Finland and Norway. It'll be 116 that Norway will be chasing at a run rate of 5.8. So the Finns will have to be taking wickets on regular occasions here, you have to say, if they're going to defend that. No reason why they can't, but at the same time making it difficult for themselves. So please do join us again for the finale of this T20I series, Finland-Norway. Two, three. And good afternoon to everybody as we resume for Finland-Norway's second innings, and it's Cher that'll open the bowling to Iqbal, and that's a 4 straight up. Joined in the box this afternoon for a second stint during this Nordic Cup by the Danish manager coach Freddie Klokker. Welcome, Freddie.
Thank you, Andrew. Pleasure to be here again.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here with this lovely weather as well.
Oh, I thought I was going to have my coat on and oversee or overcast day, but it's beautiful.
Don't listen to Alex. And that one just dubbed down. Come through for the quick single. Can't help but think that short extra there to stop that.
Yeah, definitely with Iqbal on strike. I'm not sure he's going to be running too many.
No.
So obviously you'll keep back a little bit, but then again, if you're facing or if you're defending, 110 was it?
116 to win.
116
Norway
to
need.
win, yeah. Then you can't have them getting off so easily, especially after a boundary.
No, exactly.
But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous day here again. And outfield is pristine. I've been really impressed with the facilities here, with the ground, and that is absolutely beautiful. And
It's the first time you've been here?
Yeah, first time I'm here.
Yeah, I know we've had a few Danish visits here, but yeah, I couldn't remember that you'd been, personally. That one just guided down. Is it going to go all the way? I think it will.
Yeah, that new ball evens it off of the face of the bat there.
Yep,
Again, that
it
quick
is.
outfield.
Yep.
4 runs. So not the start that the Bears were wanting.
Certainly not. Skipper Cher normally
unlike him,
early doors. Yeah, he's not the one that normally would go for runs. So the wheel's somewhat coming off here for the Bears this afternoon. But yeah, the outfield's had another. Well, it was mowed yesterday in the rinse and repeat. It looks like that's going to come away again for another 4 off the bat. So that's 2 4s just off the face, glided down past fine leg, and not at all what the doctor ordered for skipper Amjad Cher and his team. He's leaked 3 boundaries already from 4 balls, so as my colleague here in the commentary box said, definitely not the norm for Amjad, and he's resorted to putting his fine leg out, which in the power play is not really what he wants to be bowling.
I definitely want to just keep bowling on one side of the wicket there.
Yep.
If you then have to bring out the deep cover, then so be it. But it's criminal giving it down the fine leg or on leg stump line when you have 45 in the circle.
Yep. Yep, I think as we've said throughout this weekend, really about trying to deliver the basics and then take it from there, and it's been a struggle.
Yeah, and I think that's where we are with the 3 teams that are here, and I think, Norway's come, 3 out of 3 at the moment, and
Yep.
I think, they've done the basics better than the rest, really. They got some okay spinners there that'll trouble guys on the old Astro, but I think they show some glimpse with the new talent that they have and the new players that I haven't seen before, so
Right.
it looks promising.
Yep.
Something to work with from Seshan and his coaching staff there. Some good prospects, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on in the qualifiers.
They'll be playing in Germany, I think, won't they? Next month?
I'm not.
I think so. Yeah,
sure.
because we are with yourselves in Guernsey in August, and I don't recollect Norway being in that group of 10. And they're obviously not in Italy at the moment, so I reckon from those 3 options, Germany in July sounds right to me. And it'll be 39, Nick Salonen, to bowl the second over here from the residential end to the left-handed Iqbal. And loses his run up there. Dead ball, the call from the umpire.
It's funny he's stopped in his run up there. I was about to say he looked very nice, had a nice smooth run up there yesterday, and bowled, you know, stump to stump again, the basics which we were talking about.
Yep.
And I think he was
listening.
well, he was backing himself and bowling well.
Yep.
When that is said, I don't think he had the new ball yesterday. I think he was more in the middle overs.
Yeah, he was
with protection out and with a bit older ball, and it seems like the ball is flying off the bat.
It
today.
does.
You know, not much bat on those 2 down the leg to the right-hander in the first over, and that went for 4, and this one came flying off as well.
Yeah, I think I said earlier on commentary today, it's groundsman Stevie had given a bit of a mow this morning, early doors, just to the inner circle. He mowed the outer then yesterday, but we've had another 4 days without any rain, and we haven't had the sprinklers on overnight, I think, as a result. It's just as Iqbal then turns that one.
Yeah, you could see that when he came this morning, that
Yep.
he's been around. I don't know if he mowed it last night, but definitely it was.
No, this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This morning it looked absolutely beautiful when we came out first for fielding or for warm-ups.
Yep. Yeah, it certainly has been an interesting start to the summer. We had a bone dry May and historically hot temperatures between the above the 25-degree centigrade line is where the meteorological stats are gathered, and apparently the number of days in May that were above 25 degrees was the highest on record, and 3 weeks with no rain. So you, as a knowledgeable man of also managing cricket fields, you know how difficult that is for you.
Yeah.
We don't like rain, do we, us cricketers? But at the same time, 3 weeks without a drop, it's difficult, to say the least.
Yeah, it's always that in between, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if it too much of one thing and then you're not happy, and the same with
Yeah.
the other. So,
Yeah.
but
Unfortunately, you can see as how green the grass is out here. We had a bit of rain over the last sort of week or so before you guys came, and credit again to the groundsman. A little bit of a fertilizer treatment and a bit more rain than the grass had for the previous month, and away we go.
yeah, nice, definitely. It's very nice. It's been a privilege to play on, or obviously the team to play on it, and it's been very nice. And I wouldn't say it's too hard either. You know, it's been good coverage of grass, and the soil underneath has been, you know, good for the guys. So no one's been complaining about sore feet or anything like that when they've been diving or knees.
Right. That's good to hear as well. Salonen continues. And just guided around the I was just about to say guided around the corner for a single. And we have a fumble. I think looks like we've got a substitute fielder out there today. 31, I think that was. Raz Mohammed, he's 12th man. Not sure who's not on the field. I have to have a look for that. But yeah, this has been the ground has been a project. In 2007, I think we were finally given permit to convert this from an old farmer's field. Salonen continues, and better lines, just punch them back to the vacant mid-on area, come through for another single. Moves the Norwegians on to 20 without loss off the first 2. Obviously defending 115, not what the doctor ordered for Finland this morning. Salonen managed to drag it back a little bit. Still 21 without loss, beg your pardon. I was just to say my maths doesn't figure out. He's got 8 off the second. I thought it was 7. It's 8 off the second, 13 off the first.
Yeah, it seemed like they got the balance right, but the batters, you know, just putting away the bad ball and trying to rotate off the others. But
Yep.
which is easily done when you get the boundary. You don't have to look for that too much.
That's right. Let's see if Cher can adjust his line. That's more like it.
Yeah, we just get 3 or 4 balls thereabouts, and it'd be interesting to see if you could just create a little bit of pressure on on Iqbal. So, and Ahmed as well, of course.
Share to continue, and just as we say about creating pressure, puts one in the slot, which is
that's very well fielded.
just about to say dispatched, but the fielder out there, who's that? Vice captain.
Yeah, look.
Tambe, I think, is it? Yeah, I think it is.
Well fielded. Looking out for his fellow fast bowler, giving it all. It's good to see.
Yep. I thought that was a boundary there for any money, but no, he does a great job. Pull that back. Clearly their body on the line, we could say there. Came back for the third, as it's Iqbal that will face the left-hander. And face Share's third delivery. Let's see if he can get his lines right to the left-hander. Didn't manage it the previous over. Iqbal just to the right of the commentary box there. The sweeper fielder just behind square on the leg side. Straight to him just for the single. This weather's forecasted for the rest of today, so no issues for the evening game between Denmark and Finland after this one. Maybe a beer or 3 at the end, if we're fortunate. Share continues. And
that's more nice bit of sip off the wicket there, putting it in the right area.
That's more like it. See. Those are the areas that Share would normally bowl down here. That's surprised to see those 2 that he had tickled for 4 consecutive 4s down to fine leg in the previous over of his. That's more like his standard line. Asking questions of the batters. Just a little bit of nibble away early doors.
Yeah, it's good to see that when he is hitting the wicket, there is a bit of movement. It's nice to see they have to slip in to try and pick up a few wickets.
Yeah.
But obviously he's only going to get in play if the bowler is going to put it thereabouts where he can.
In the right areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It off, not like in the first over. He came back here all right. 3 and a single and a couple of dots. So looking to finish off this over.
Yeah, ideally with a wicket in here if he can. Share continues. Ooh. Just about to say, didn't quite get his line right there. Hold on a minute, I thought there was still one to come. Okay.
So
we're a tad behind, no? We missed one.
So here, Andrew, how many of these guys that are here and with the squad that you have here for the weekend is playing cricket in Helsinki? And how many is playing outside?
Yeah, so outside of the greater Helsinki area?
Yeah.
Not too many. It is very much, the national side currently is very much a sort of a greater Helsinki area based squad at the moment. We do have league sides out in Turku, Tampere, Oulu, which is 700 kilometers to the north. They're actually playing in the Finnish national T20 leagues this summer for the first time. What else have we got involved? We've got another team in the league out on the west coast, Tammisaari, Ekenes Cricket Club. But again, these are all playing in lower levels.
Yeah.
Just looking through the side on paper and trying to remember the other names that are not on paper at the same time. No, so it's pretty much the majority of the league itself is Greater Helsinki based, other than those few cities that I just mentioned. Salonen is to continue wide down the leg side to Iqbal. So then, obviously, by definition, the majority of the players in the national team are also from that.
Yeah, from that region
group of players.
And how many clubs is in around Greater Helsinki?
We have the total number of clubs in Finland is. Oh, it's top edge. Where's that gone? It's not gone to hand. It's up in the air there off Iqbal, top edge. And just looking, who's that there out on the mid-wicket boundary? Nellin Cherry, I think. Didn't make ground sufficiently to take that catch. We have just shy of 40 clubs in all, And I'll just go through the old fingers and thumbs. We've got Oulu, Jyväskylä, 2 teams in Turku, 2 teams in Tampere, 1 in Ekenes. Did I miss any out? We've got a team that's registered in Kuopio. So that's turned around the corner for 4. Anybody else I missed out? Live on commentary. That's at least 8.
Yeah.
So if we say somewhere in the region of probably approaching 3/4 of those teams are, and when I say Greater Helsinki, I mean basically either based here in Kerava, or then in the adjoining Vantaa, the other side of the airport, or in Helsinki, or in Espoo, which is basically the appeal. Probably not interested. Height, I suspect, is the one there.
Yeah, he's getting a bit of bounce when he's hitting the wicket.
Yeah, I think as we said yesterday, he's a sort of a relatively slow and relaxed approach to the wicket, and then all quick release through the crease.
Yeah, you're getting a bit of zip with the new ball, where yesterday was more his cutters and slower balls and that, and then hitting the wicket, where he's getting quite a bit of zip.
Nick's actually in the local news today. Was it yesterday? Anyway, this weekend, let's say it that way. He's just joined the squad last year.
Yeah.
Finnish dad, born out in Cape Town. Played all of his cricket there as a kid, but been back and forward since his youth to Finland for the summer. And we picked him up last year. There's a very good, interesting sort of a cricket explanation / development article in a couple of newspapers this weekend about Nick and his background and the whole issue of cricket becoming a part of the Olympic movement. How's that been recognised in Denmark? Much interest?
No, not at the moment, actually. Yes, there's been a few articles here and there, but not as much as you could hope for.
Yep.
Hopefully more around the time that
the Paris Olympics starts and people start talking more Olympics.
Exactly.
Yeah. End of the 4th, 34 without loss. So just comparison here to the Finnish innings, 24 for 1 Finland were at this point, and had another big over in the 5th. And Mushtaq disappeared for 16. So it'll be interesting if Sher can bowl another tight over here. There might not be all that much difference in the comparisons. A run scored at the end of this one. And again, a little bit of away movement for Sher, which is his normal stock delivery. Just get that one a little bit straighter.
Yeah, I thought obviously they want to pick up wickets to try and keep them in the game here, the Bears.
Yep.
But I thought he might have tried someone else. You know, been a little bit loose, not his normal self. I thought he might have tried Tampa or something like that from that end, where he also bowled pretty well.
Yep. It's Amjad's first series as a skipper, so I think he's got a lot going on. Learning for him as well. Oh, what's happened there?
Oh, did he get stuck, or was he just creeping out of his?
Ball.
Oh, he dropped the ball. That's fair enough.
Might have something to do with it.
Yeah, well, I just saw he was looking back, so I didn't see if he was looking at Iqbal, if he was out of his crease or just dropping it.
Yeah. I realised there was something missing.
Yeah.
That's agricultural, but there's nobody out there. And a run away.
Yeah, that's the trouble if you're bowling on the stumps. It's nearly a free hit for the batter.
Yeah.
If you've got deep cover and third man out, you know, and also if you give too much room, you have the whole offside to play with. So it's quite an interesting field when you have this, because it just gives the batters options to go through the field either way. If you give too much width, or if it's too much on middle stump.
Yep. Which that last ball was, not getting the shape away that he was probably looking for, and that one aerial, and Tamba then running back over the shoulder was always going to be a difficult chance. Chance is probably saying too much, I think. But, Tamba making good effort, good ground to try and get underneath that one, not managing to. A little bit of a drift of a breeze. Perhaps a lesser breeze today than we've seen for Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I think and that one's over Tambe, and that's not going to get stopped this time.
Yeah, it's just funny when you're hitting in the air here, because there is that breeze as soon as it goes over, or it goes up in the air quite a lot. You know, it hangs up there. We found in yesterday that, you know, if you want to hit it up, you have to hit it flat, like nearly trying to hit the side screen. If you're getting it too far up, it just hangs there, and you give the fielders a chance to come around and get under it.
And the breeze definitely coming our way today, so that was into the breeze. Yeah. Just hanging up as the previous ball did for Tambe, almost getting underneath it. A couple of shots this morning that cleared the boundary this end, caught the breeze and went in the other direction into the stop nets.
Yeah. Hitting with the wind there. It's funny how you know, hitting over mid-on, then it goes, and if you're hitting over mid-off, it seems to be hanging a little bit.
Yeah, it does tend to swirl. You can never sort of...
Oh,
my word.
We saw Brian Cherry there taking a great catch on the boundary. Must have just been right here down by the box. You would have had a great
right
view.
in front of me. Yep, it was right in front of me. I did say at the time that, perfect view of a fantastic catch.
The way he was so still and just looking at the ball the whole way and being able to judge it so well. It's the same. The one down there to Tampa, probably only Brian could have caught that here or given himself a chance.
Yeah, I think if I recollect my commentary at the time, I think I said 3-1 because Brian was put down twice, I think. First ball, wasn't it?
First ball square leg and then
square leg.
Flat one at point as well.
Yeah.
There was some 3 overs he had that opening bowler in that game.
Certainly was. There was all sorts going on, wasn't there?
Could have been 3 from 3 off 3 overs there at some point. At one point.
Yep. So the bowler that Freddie thought might come on for the previous over comes on for the next one from the residential end. That's Vice Captain Tambe. Needs to do something special here as the Norwegians progress to 44 without loss off the 5th. But as I mentioned the previous over, the 5th was the big over for, mainly the only big over for Finland. So they were 40 for 1 off 5. So just looking at it from a comparison perspective, not that much of a difference. But unfortunately, Finland weren't able to push on the score as Iqbal hits that one straight to his counterpart Sher at mid-on in the circle, and there's no run. You've gone with a deep mid-wicket out and a... Where are we?
No, nothing around there.
There's a wider one as Iqbal comes down.
He got a deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see Harry down there. That was the one. Yeah. Tambe then pushing the ball out wide as he saw Iqbal coming down the wicket at him. And then the straight one just dubbed down into the vacant short cover area for a single. Situation of the game being that Finland needs to take wickets here, and Norway, well, they don't have any risk at this moment in time. They can just do that, dab that ball down, and they know that they've got only 115 to chase, and having got off to a bit of a flyer here. Well, you wouldn't say a flyer, but you'd say that under the circumstances of the game and what Finland needed to be defending, then probably gave them a few more than we'd like to. 3 balls remaining in this power play, just pushed out to the...
Yeah, it would be interesting if they could have picked up a couple of wickets, you know, but again, just the captain setting the tone there in the first over, you know, and then the fielding side goes down a little bit when the bowlers don't deliver, and the same if the fielders don't deliver, the bowlers go down, so they have to really work work together.
Work together, yep, exactly.
That's nice. That's good movement by the fielder there, trying to get in nice and aggressive and try and create that run out.
I think as we were talking yesterday about these fielders in the inner circle, you know, not leaving them actually on the edge of the circle, and obviously Finland have to defend the runners and take wickets. So seeing that today, they've got a couple of fielders there on the short single. as that is flat batted, just one bounce to share on the ring at mid-off. And that sees the end of the power play on 45. So again, just the comparison, Finland were 44 for 2. There's just one run in it at the moment. However, as we know, then Finland didn't push on and started to lose wickets from the, well, they lost one in the 6th, the final over the power play, but 44 for 2, they were still in a good position, and then managed to lose wickets continuously through the 9th, 13th, 2 wickets in the 14th, another one in the 15th, and then the final one.
Yeah, and as I can see, they losing wickets in clusters.
Yeah,
a couple of wickets in the
in
the 9th over.
Yeah, 2 in the 9th, 2 in the 14th. Really, I think as you said yesterday as well about the time needed to reset for the new batters coming in and doing that as they did on regular occasion. And I think probably the most disappointing of things was the number of catches that were down here to the same fielder just in front of the 10th cow corner. There was one on the other side of the field, but they were all down here. So again, a decent sized boundary, international sized boundary here at Kerava, and with the whirling wind, then the home batters not really making use of the home advantage. And Arjunan with some right arm to others to Iqbal.
Gonna come up the slope there. Gonna 4 runs.
Doesn't quite manage to come round there, the fielder. So Arjunan as well starts his stint with a boundary.
It's pretty sure it was so wide that he couldn't really. It was a good effort getting back on that and controlling it, Ryan, to swing himself off his feet, as we've seen a few batters do.
A couple of times, yeah. But it's a learning process, you know, for all of the 3 teams, I think, here as well. All at different stages. Obviously, you've come here with an A side, so these guys will be pushing for a slot in the main squad.
Yeah, it's, you know, and that's why we're trying to shift it around a little bit, and then we'll change again in this afternoon games. I wouldn't say there's anyone, you know, that we're trying, you know, that shouldn't be there to give them a game. We have the under 19s captain. He's playing.
Right. Who's that?
He's Mustaqim Aslam. He's under 19 captain. We're trying to give him. He's done really well for Svanholm Cricket Club, their second team. He's done really well, and as you see here, he's a very capable bowler. So it's good to give him some exposure at a little bit higher level.
Yep.
To give him a taste. But I think all the 14 players, bar Brian, the rest are at a similar level, where they're all pushing for a spot in the first team.
Which is what you want, isn't it, really? And that's, again, just a little nudge. So there's any wood on that? Was it off the pad?
I think it was just gently glided on. His bowling is a weird field when he's bowling with like a leg stump line, not really turning to the left hand. It's a freebie. Off and over, if you ask me. But obviously he's been punished for it as well.
He has. Struggling here to the left armour. And that's just dabbed down into the vacant area there. Extra cover for the single. It's already 11 off the 5 balls that he's bowled this morning. This afternoon even, I keep saying that. It's again, some of these guys, not a lot of international experience, but some of them with more, and we've really struggled. As Arjunan then finishes with a dot. Struggled to deliver on the basic disciplines, really. I think that's probably what I would say. It's
didn't really get into the over. You know, he put himself under pressure by firing it in leg stump with no 45.
Yeah.
So trying to get, you know, maybe take the pace off the ball a little bit. The guys, what we noticed with Norway taking pace off the ball
wasn't it? Yep,
when
very much so.
When the spinners were bowling, and even at the death with the cricket guys, you know, when they come down, they really want to have pace on the ball with the great hand speed and that they have in bat speed. So just trying to get in the overs and settle. And I haven't seen him bowl before, so it'd be interesting to see what he delivers in the next over if he gets one.
I was going to say if he gets one. Just looking at the bowling options here today. The skipper, he's got Dandapani bowling his leggies. Parvin Kumar, another right arm medium. Tambe kept it tight the previous over, and unfortunately for the fielder down there, Dandapani doesn't manage to gather that. Under the covers for 4.
Did he nearly let that go through his legs, or was there a little dive on it?
Yeah, didn't see the camera following from here, but
No dive. No dive.
yeah.
No.
He'll be disappointed with himself there. That's Tambe. I was just about to say Tambe is normally one that does mix up his bowling, varies his pace, and as if ordered, he does bowl the slow one to Iqbal, who just pats that straight to Nick Sallin, I think it was, there at point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
First wicket down.
Again, change of pace,
Yep.
slower ball, bit of a, I wouldn't say a half tracker, but it was, definitely mixing it up and giving him time to think. And I'm thinking that Iqbal was, where should I hit this? I could hit it and then got confused. And
Too
then,
many options.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as is often the case, isn't it? It's such important part of a seamer's armory to mix up the speed. Maybe, as you said, that was probably not one of the better slower balls that Tambe's bowled, but still.
Got a wicket.
Got a wicket, exactly, in the book. A few more runs on the board than they would have liked with the worst wicket down, but you never know. 1 brings 2 and all that. Again, that means that the new batter, Hussain, will have to reset, and strategy to get Ahmed back on strike, I would have thought. But what do I know? Let's see what Tambe's going to bowl to him. Set his field here with cover sweeper out.
Yeah, you would look to just play yourself in, get 5-7 balls, nudge it around for a couple and a singles and a couple. But again, associate cricket, anything can happen.
Yep, as we saw in the first innings, that was.
I thought he walked straight across the stumps there.
Yeah. Umpire not interested. Tambe keen for that one. Yep, did look to us as if he did walk across his stumps. But going down, the umpire's opinion. And Tambe bowling a straighty one, just sit back straight at him for the dot. Yeah, I think we saw from the first innings, that was the same thing. We had a team talk last night, gave the guys the chance to have a bit of self-reflection, speak before the coaches spoke, and we had a lot of discussion about playing the basics, doing the basics well, running well between the wickets, which they did early doors, 1s and 2s, but no reasons to be taking on the boundary fielders at Cow Corner. And I think we did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I think. And exactly the same spot to exactly the same fielder with exactly the same shot. So, as you said, associate cricket, everything's possible. Disappointing in these circumstances, but it's a learning process for the guys for the main event of their summer. As that's guided down again past the fielder, the sweeper's not got the legs to chase after it. He'd moved Dandapani up onto the inner circle. Third man as soon as it was past him.
It is today, lightning.
It is, isn't it?
Just get it. It wasn't that didn't go for 4 yesterday. That was, but it was a nice shot, just up on his toes, and then just guiding it with a full face and letting him run down the hill.
I think we saw quite a lot up from the Norwegian batters in that game with you this morning. Some of yours as well, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's certainly speeding up as going through that area. Again, in the first innings against Finland, quite clearly the Norwegians had decided they were going to pack that area. They had short third, backward point, and a regular point.
Yeah.
They knew that that was going to be an area that was going to be attacked, and the Finns didn't manage to get too many through there. So again, looking at these field places as much as everything else that's going on. Obviously need the bowlers to bowl to your field placings. And as I mentioned before, or as you questioned whether Arjuna was going to get another one, the skipper doesn't give him one. It's going to be number 4, Dandapani, to come on from the weather tower end, as we refer to it, bowling his leggies.
What have they got here? When he bowled against us yesterday, he had quite a different feel. You know, he was looping them up and he wanted us to hit into the breeze where he had deep cover, deep extra cover, point and a normal cover, which the guys found.
He's almost got a feel for an offie out here, hasn't he, rather than a leggy.
Yeah, and then he's bowling a little bit quicker today than he did yesterday, where the guys really found it hard to hit him in different areas because the field was set really well for him and the way he was bowling and with the wind blowing his way.
I remember yesterday, did he bowl from this end or the same end?
He bowled from this end.
This end, yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a little bit different breeze today as well. It's some subtle variations to the environment we were playing in. Slash that one out to the field on the point boundary. They just come through for a single.
A little bit quicker off the bat, where I thought, just try and see if they can hit him, take pace off the ball and see if they can hit it up against the wind. I don't think that would be a bad ploy.
Yeah. And the penny floats one up there. It decides not to go aerial, just pushes that one out in the extra cover region, making the fielder come round. Doesn't manage to stop the 2. Always going to be 2 if it was either side of him.
Nicely played that with a straight bat, straight down the ground. Again, no risk cricket.
Yeah.
Low risk cricket, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's such an important sort of mental side of the game, isn't it? As well, it's the T20 format is one of these where, the guys are much more air there from Dandapani, and that's just flicked to Padal at short mid, and there's no run. 68 for 1 at the end of the 9th.
But it is an art, though, Andrew.
Yeah.
Being able to manipulate the field with 1s and 2s and being good at just playing a straight bat and reading the line and length quickly and having good foot movement or footwork. I think we, especially at the associate level and on AstroTurf wickets where you grow up, you take it for granted and you speak of it as it's common.
Yep.
But it isn't.
No.
You need the right outfield, for doing it. You can play on, if you brought up on a square and runs quickly, it doesn't go straight to the fielders, or it doesn't hang in the grass.
Yep.
And it is an art that if a good batter, if he can rotate the strike well, play with soft hands and picking up your 1s and 2s.
Yep. That was pretty much where I was going with that thought as well, because I was just about to say that Tambe bowls a full there. Look at Yorker length, just digs that one out. Ahmed seeing a lot of IPL type stuff, and all these, especially now the most recent one with those lovely decks where everybody is scoring 200 plus, almost as if it was standard. And there's a as you said, it's such an important part of the game at this associate level, Astro wickets, and being able to work it around. Perhaps that's from a coaching perspective. As we're going to feel it coming around for that, we have eventually comes into picture. That's Raz Mohammed, another sub fielder out there, returns to the keeper. They come through for 2. Just the art of being able to gap. It's such a, I guess I think some of the players don't necessarily think that that's the sexiest thing to be doing. All of this big 6 hitting, it's perhaps even more important, would you say?
Yeah, but it's what you can do, especially at this level with the bowlers. It's not so much that it's only the 1s and 2s, but it's what you get after that. especially if it's a left right hand combination. The bowler has to change. If you keep dotting up, like I thought Rizwan and Brian did really well for about four or 5 over period.
Yep.
Oh,
Slow one from Tambit, just out the back of the hand.
looked nice. Shame about the line.
Yep.
I'm not sure about this. No 45 seems not to be working.
No.
If they pick up 3, it's good running.
Right idea, wrong line. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you're just saying there, you know, is what you pick after that and how you can manipulate the field so you get the thinker bowling or get the bowler thinking more. Where at this level, that sometimes is enough for him to change his line and for him to bowl into your area.
Yep.
Then if you just let him bowl at the same place the whole time, he doesn't come under pressure and he feels, oh, I can just keep doing the same.
Yep.
So you're not challenging him in some ways. Same like as you looked at our game again on the 18th over, I think we went for 4 and we had an off spinner bowling to two right-handers, you know, and it's well, I wouldn't say it's criminal, but it's not where you want to be as a batting side when it's an offie bowling, and we didn't try to bowl a sweep and he didn't have a 45, you know, so he's just happy to roll over and getting singles, and he doesn't have to change a thing.
No, that's right. Variation, isn't it? It's key, as you said. Keep the bowler thinking. Has to change his lines, make him adjust. 74 for 1 off 10, 59 for 4. Finland were at this stage. So just subtle variation as well, isn't it? It doesn't have to be such a massive, you know, a sort of north to south type of variation. But
not at all. It's just that rotational strike,
yeah.
You know, and then obviously he's then shying down leg a little bit, and then you get the sweep in, or it's a little bit too full because they're rotating too well. The bowler's trying something else, and then it's too full. You can hit him back over his head, or like that, you know, too short because you've been driving him down the ground. He's going to try something else, and then you can hit it over cover in front or slap it past cover for 4. It just gives you something where associate cricket just seems to be wanting to hit it the ball every time, thinking that's the way. Oh, there's a great effort down on the boundary there. But I think it's going for 4. Is it going to 6? The umpires doesn't really know. Was a half tracker though. That was 4 runs.
It was.
Give that a good old slap.
Just thought for a minute it's Nick Salinan down there, one of the quicker fielders, just wondering whether that was actually going to be nearer to him than it ended up being.
It's a great effort, that's for sure.
Yeah. So Dandapani just dragging that one down. That's a better length and it's well played. It's hit out there to the extra recovery area. The wide long off comes round and there's just a single. But again, he's been given the opportunity to do that, hasn't he? He's had a half tracker, dispatched it for 4, and he knows, you know, low risk cricket again. Play it out along the ground. Big areas here to work with. Into the gap. Another short one. And that beats the inner fielder, and as we've just said, anything past the inner circle fielders this afternoon, and it's zipping away, and it does again. Unfortunately for Finland, that's another boundary.
It just seems to be bowled quicker today. I don't know why he doesn't giving it a little bit more and holding it back. Doesn't seem to be having the same control as he did yesterday. From the other end as well.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, I thought, as we said earlier, he bowled from this end yesterday. I don't know which end Harry prefers to bowl. He's come back with a changed action this season, so he's not been bowling leggers before. And as that one's just played out to the extra cover fielder for another single. So we're going 1-4, 1-4, 1, and then off the last ball. A bit more air there, and that's a dot. I'll take that. 85 for the loss of 1. So here, as we saw, the issue with Finland first innings, losing 2 wickets in the 9th. Limited their ability to keep the score ticking over, and we had a 10th, 11th and 12th going at 2s and 3s and over. So whilst we were quite close at the 6th over stage at the end of the power play, Norway just managed to keep this scoreboard ticking over. Finnish bowlers giving them the odd boundary ball, which they've put away, with the difference being the Finns were providing catching practice to the cow corner fielders.
Yeah, and you just hope that the Bears batters will take a look. Obviously, I know there's been a little bit of wayward bowling that has helped their cause, but the way the two batters have just been able to rotate the strike and put the bad ball away.
And it'll be 30, which is part of Ian Kumar, right down medium from this residential end. That one again just guided into the vacant extra cover area. Number 11, O'Brien. I'd say he was there for that, but doesn't seem to be too much movement towards cutting that one off.
No, sort of in no man's land there. There's too much of an angle. Just got to pat it straight. Then there's one, and he's not close enough to stop it if he goes straight at him.
Flicked off his legs.
Again. It's an interesting field there with like a forward square leg and a mid wicket. We haven't really seen. Oh, now he's going behind, is he? No, Solomon. He's just gone a little bit squarer, but doesn't seem to have been hit through that area at all. They've just been waiting for it and clip it through backward square leg.
Yeah. Kumar continues, and that's this time guided straight to Arjunan at just backward point. There's no run. Better line from Kumar. Another one of the PhDs in this team. You were talking about cities before. He's originally done all of his PhD work in Jyväskylä, which is the sports city of Finland. As that one is slapped away, there's a fielder out there on the cover sweeper. That's Nellen Cherry with the throw in, just a single.
And caught that off nicely. Good speed to the ball, getting it on the bounce.
Yeah, Fahim's a good sweeper fielder, one of his regular positions. As Kumar continues, his 5th ball of this over, fuller length. And again, as we said before, that's that position there.
Yeah, I would just like him a little bit
just straighter.
Yeah, a little bit straighter and more in. Say, okay, you have to hit me squarer if you want to get that single. You know, he's not covering either side. He's just standing there in the middle. Especially if you want to get too straight. But then again, there's no 45, so he doesn't want to get too straight either. So it'll be interesting to hear the captain's and the bowler's thoughts after the game on that little passage of play. And the same to Tampa as well. They had the same kind of field.
That's 91 without, sorry, for 1 wicket down at the end of the 12th. Kumar going for 6 there off his first over. Let's see what the skipper's thinking now. Looks like he's talking with Arjunan at least. Whether he's trying to convince him he's going to give him an over. I think he's already given the ball, so that's likely to be the case.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's see whether he can settle into a more consistent line. Quite clearly the left-right combination he struggled with the first over. They went for 11. But again, 2 set batters now for Norway here, putting a decent little partnership together since the loss of the first wicket. Bowls that one a little bit quicker, flatter.
I'd say they've been given the chance more than they did yesterday. I thought the bowling was much tighter yesterday from the Bears.
Yeah, I agree. Sal Junan then with it. Another dot. Bowling to Hussain, who's currently on 14 from 20. His partner Ahmed, 47 from 35. And that again is probably looking to reverse from the position that we had on this side of the wicket, wasn't it? With the extra cover fielder then.
Ooh.
That's gone all the way to the boundary as well. I thought that was going to be cut off there.
I'm not sure as a bowler I'll be too happy with that effort.
No.
It's like he trod over it.
Yeah. I almost looked away and thought, well, that's going to be a 2, and then saw the umpire signalling. So.
Another 2 there.
Yeah, and around the same areas.
The batters must be pretty happy with their position, the way he's jogging through the, or trotting down the wicket there, and they were looking. I thought they would be a pretty comfortable 2. I would like to see that cover position a little bit closer, especially as he's firing it in quick off ease. Seeing that line there again, going to his right.
Yep. So similar position as you were saying from this side.
Yeah.
Move the.
Especially when you're trying to bowl straight. You know, you want them to hit square. So you want to block off the straight. Catch it.
Oh, I had a man there, but just bounced in front of him. And again, as we've seen time and time again today, as soon as it beats the inner circle fielder, even with a little bit of uphill there, it's still 4 runs. Rapid outfield today. Quite amazing the difference in 24 hours. So Arjunan's figures then 20 off his 2, so won't be pleased with that at all. Norway here just 16 to win. So something miraculous is going to need to happen here for there to be anything else other than a Norway 3-0 result for this series between the two. As it's Kumar to continue his right arm, and that's hit this time straight at O'Brien at extra wide extra cover for no run. Yep, to the right hand of that extra cover fielder that we were looking at before. Wanted to move him straighter. Share it is that collects.
Yeah, it's just looking.
Body language out there.
Yeah, a little bit, especially that ball that went for 4 as well in the previous over, not really putting a dive in, nearly just. Good shot out to deep cover there. You know, just, no dive put in, and the same with the one on the boundary. In that over, in the previous over as well.
That was previous over out there.
Yeah, it just seems that, obviously there's 14 of 6.
Yeah, fielded there by Arjunan. Point, no run. Yeah, what would you say? I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? There's not that many runs you're defending. You've got, you know that it's 13 that they need, literally 2 and over, just 1 wicket down. Somebody's got to put their hand up, haven't it? Make some noise, do something special.
Yeah, it's not so much that. It's just the intensity you wanna show, because as I can hear on you that you know there is different players and there's more players coming in for this game this evening.
Yep.
So it's all about making an impression on the coach. So it's not so much just they might go and lose this game, but it's the impression that you can make on the coach and say, okay, why should you pick me next time? And one of the easiest things, as he pulls that one out, and that goes past as well. You know, if you want to make the team or the squad, you know, you always look to be the best fielder you can be, which is one of the easiest things to put right. Is the attitude you put in the field and how you, or the standard you set yourself when you're fielding. So it doesn't matter if it's the first over or now where you got 10 to win.
Yeah, regardless of the numbers on the board.
Yeah, you want to put yourself in the best position for the coach to pick you next time.
So it'll be Arjunan to continue from the weather tower end. Just checking on the score at the end of the 14th. It is 109 for loss of 1 wicket. Just 7 needed for Norway.
Trying to finish it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's interesting.
In a couple of balls, it looks like.
Yeah. And there's one. We know what's going to happen there. As soon as he's squirted one down the leg side, has to get some bat on that. Nobody down here. 4, just leaves 3 required.
Good effort to reach that down the leg. Just getting a full again off the face of the bat. Good effort.
Quiet in the field. Finished Bears. Understandable in a way, but at the same time you'd like to hear a bit more chirp, regardless of the numbers on the board, and that's put away. No, there's not a man out there. That's the end of the innings. So Arjunan floats one up there, and Hussain says thank you very much. I'll put that one away and finish the game, which he duly did.
And the information pen.
So that's a 3-0 sweep for the Norwegians in this T20I series with Finland. 117 for 1 off 14.3 overs. It's been a pleasure to have you in the box again this afternoon, Freddie. There'll be captain interviews on the terrace in approximately 10 minutes' time. After that, we shall have the final game of the series, which I was just about to check on my sheet of A3, which is now flown out of here, but 5 o'clock start, if I remember correctly. Do I remember correctly?
Yeah, it was going to be. It was going to be 5 o'clock, but as we have quite a tight schedule this evening, we might look to start the game 15-20 minutes early, since we have about hour 20, hour 15 to start.
Yeah, the boys haven't eaten, and that's the only thing, so they might have a few. Although we've got such a squad that there's quite a change of players coming for the next one, so I'm sure we can have a word with the officials.
I have spoken to the coaches and officials, so we'll just have a word now when the game is, or when the match presentations has been finished and the guys have just relaxed for a little bit, then we'll see what time we'll play.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Freddie. So do join us again, whether that's 5 o'clock or a little bit before 5 o'clock, for the final 7th match of this Nordic Cup series here at the magnificent sun-blessed Kerava cricket ground for Finland against Denmark A. Thank you for joining us. Do join the captain's interviews, the post-match discussions, and otherwise we'll see you for the final match of the series later this afternoon. Thank you. Yeah, I was just about to say. I'm just waiting for these. Okay, so post-match interviews with the two skippers in the third and final game of the T20I series between Norway and Finland. Congratulations first to the Norwegian captain. Val, what would you like to say about the series and this match?
First of all, I would like to thank the Finland crickets. They organized this tournament Nordic after a long time, and especially thanks to the ground staff and especially these ladies who are providing us such a nice food. And about the series, first of all, I want to congratulate to our team. They played really well, really good cricket, and especially we have a couple of debutants, the left-arm spinner Anil Sharma, who is the leading wicket taker in the tournament, and he impressed us really good. And because we are associate cricket, we are not having a lot of cricket like Finnish, and we have almost similar weather in back in Norway.
As good as this?
Yeah. We are enjoying the sun is shining, and luckily we are here and back in Norway. It's still raining. And,
it's raining in Copenhagen as well, apparently. So this is the place to be.
I don't know about the Copenhagen, but back in Oslo it's raining.
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed that. We play really good cricket, and we want to come again and again because such a nice facility, such a nice ground you guys having. We don't have like this, but we have grounds, but not like this.
Yeah.
And about this game, because our trainer, our coach Zishan, he was with us almost from 2 years, and luckily this winter we got opportunity to train indoor. We have an indoor facility. That's why.
Is that the first winter you've been able to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we have a huge difference in our fitness and in our bowling, batting, and he worked very hard on us. And he just tell us because everybody in associate cricket, everybody want to hit a six, and everybody can hit a six. And nobody wants to stay on the wicket, nobody wants to spend on the time on the wicket and rotate the strike. And he worked hard and just tell us, just stay on the wicket as much as you can and just straight or tight, don't play dot balls and straight rotate the striking. And this is that's why we rely on our bowling because we have a really good bowling, fast bowling and spinner, and now we get a lot of support from our fielding.
Yep.
So that's why it's a huge difference.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think it was clear to see. You know, the Norwegian team was disciplined. The Norwegian team were taking care of the fundamentals, the basics, as you said about rotating the strike. It was good to see. So it's good to hear of how you've managed to work on that. Amjad, from a Finland's perspective, disappointing, but.
Yeah, it is disappointing. I just want to touch base on what Razav said because we have played them last year as well
in Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, and I could, it's so true what he said about like the improvement they have. Like I remember from last year, like from 1 year to because we did have plans against Norway going into this series, but it was just they come with a completely different class, not just against us, against a very good in-season Danish side as well. They just outclassed everyone. It just goes on to show the importance of the training, of the fitness, and sticking to the basics.
Yep.
And that's what we lacked basically from Finnish perspective. I think like probably a lot of I don't think Norwegians know. I don't think Danish knows that how big of a unit we have, how capable cricketers we have. It is just like I've said it yesterday as well that we are just adjusting into our roles, and this is a very good learning from, especially from the Norwegian side, the way they ran between the wickets, the way they tap and ran, and then like just every single bad ball, they just put it away. So and that's what I mean. You will get even in the internationals, in the top level, you will get a bad ball, and that's what they do. So I think credit to them. They just utilize the facilities. They played like they are playing on home surface.
Yep.
It was a treat to watch them. Of course, very bittersweet to be at the receiving end of it, but they played some class cricket. All credits to them.
So learnings from the last few days, I think, because the Danes were making similar comments as well about being able to do the basics, and Freddie was speaking on a couple of matches this weekend here about rotating the strike and not necessarily looking. They immediately decided that this wasn't a six-hitting ground and that as our home ground, and perhaps there's something there for us to learn matches going forward.
Yeah, obviously, and if we have watched the Norwegian and Danish game this morning, it was not just about because once the wicket fell down, so they slowed down the game a little bit, but they went to basics. They took their singles and twos because they knew that they can hit sixes any day, and they did with ease in the end. Like, I mean, so yeah, they a lot to learn. It will give us a big space now to go back, think a lot, and what we need to do in order to dream to win the qualifiers in Guernsey. So I think plenty to learn, a lot to learn. The guys are completely gutted, but I'm sure it has put us in the right place.
Well, I think if we're going to pull out any positives from that, it's better to be gutted now than in August.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So congratulations again to Norway, and to answer your question, we're more than welcome to have you back. It's I think part of the whole across Nordic cricket development, and this has been part of the discussions that we've had with the organisations in Denmark, in Norway, and hopefully with the likes of Sweden and Estonia perhaps as well, looking at creating more and more cricket series on an ongoing basis, not only for the men's of course as well, but for the women and under 19s, under 15s. That's in the future for us as well, again at this wonderful facility. It's been a pleasure to host you, and well done again, and there'll be a trophy presentation shortly. I'll run over and do that one. So thank you, gents.
Thank you so
well
much.
Done.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the
Thank you.
Thanks guys.